I'm going to give you a brief introduction to all the new features that you see in 8.7 and also give you a demonstration of some of the things. Let's see what we're going to take a look at. First of all, some of the benefits in this release. You can read these in the official release notes, which is this document, which is also something that is available for you to download along with the webinar. It's a handout. You can find it in your taskbar. Let's first have a look at all the new e-commerce features in 8.7 release. We have most e-commerce features as part of this release, so let's take a look at the things that we've created. The first things that we have added to Dynamicweb for 8.7 is the possibility of making recurring orders. Until now, you've been able to put products to a cart and check it out and create an order, and that's it. With this new feature, which is a relatively big feature, you have the possibility of marking your order as a recurring order during the step-out step. And what you do here is say, I want this order to be executed once a day, or once a week, or once a month, or whatever interval that you want to, and you can specify a recurring or an end date of these recurring orders. In this way, Dynamicweb will be able to place an order automatically based on that order. And there's some logic revolving around this, so you can, as you can see on some of the screen dumps here, as an administrator, you can find future deliveries of an order and cancel specific days in the delivery stack. There's also this integration or this information in the customer center, where the customer can see his recurring orders and his future deliveries, and he is able to cancel specific deliveries. There's also some mailing going back and forward to the users if things are runs out of stock and stuff like that. Also, this is closely integrated to another new feature of this release, is the possibility of saving a credit card on your checkout. So when you pay with a credit card, we will store not the card information itself, but a token on that card for this specific user. So for recurring orders, that we can pay them also with a credit card, but also when so you in the checkout process, instead of entering your credit card information every time you step out, you can use your saved card on your login. But let's have a look at some of these features and how they look in Dynamicweb itself. I have the wrap solution right here, where we can take a look at some of the things that we can do. I've created a card. I have a single product in it right now, and I'm logged in as the user Nikolai, and I don't have to be logged in to create a recurring order. In this situation I am. And in the template we can ask for just a few other new information, like how often do you want this order to be recurred, every day or week or month. And you specify an end date for this recurring order to go through. So this is the only thing that I need to do, and when I place this order, it will go into the order management as you're used to, but stamp with information that this is a recurring order, and also we calculate all the future deliveries of this specific order. In this situation, I'm logged in as a user, so the recurring orders will also be placed on me as a user in the user management, where I can find them. So if you find myself, I'm here. We have a new tab up here that is called recurring orders, where I can see the orders that I have placed on my user and that they are recurring. Clicking one of these orders, I can go in and see the normal order and the order management. As you can see, this is recurring every 2 months. And I have a new tab on the order tab, or in the order view instead, where here I can cancel it entirely, so no new orders will be created. Or I can take a look at the future deliveries of these orders. And here I can say I want to cancel some specific future deliveries of this order. And that's some of the features we can do on the administration part in here. We also have on the customer center itself, I have all my orders. Some of these can be recurring. In here I'm able to see what recurring orders I have. I can see when the next delivery is due. I can cancel my subscription in total, and I will also be able to disable specific dates in the future deliveries series I haven't implemented in this template. So it's also integrated into the customer center if I check out the card using a signed-in user, that is. So that's the recurring order. This will only show up if I have a payment that is supporting recurring order. If I change to this one, Visa, you can see I do not have recurring order, and that's because this payment method is not supporting the recurring payments, basically. So, and that has to do with this new saved card functionality, because if I pay with Visa, we need to save the card on this user, and we need to be able to run a payment every time you run a new order. And in order for that to work, we need a gateway where we can save the card on, and that's a new feature on our payment gateway that needs to be implemented for each of the gateways. Currently, it's implemented for ChargeLogic and Stripe in the US, and we are almost finished completing this QuickPay in Denmark, and is also looking at Dips in Denmark as soon as the need arises. So, but it requires a payment gateway that supports saving the cards before you can use this along with the credit cards. Of course, you can always use the invoice part for this if needed. So that was the recurring orders. Taking a look at the next feature that has been created is a new gift card functionality, and this is basically two different scenarios. One scenario is that we can sell a digital gift card in the solution, and it's a new product type that we've created. The other feature is that I can use a gift card to buy something with. You could say you need one or the other, but you would actually be able to get all the gift card information from an external system and put it into the gift card system and use them for purchasing using gift cards. Otherwise, you can use these pure digital versions of the gift cards. Let's have a look at how this works. First, we'll take a look at how we sell these gift cards. Again, in the product catalog, need a reload. I think I've created a new category down here called gift cards. And in here I created a number of gift cards, and they're just regular product, with the only difference is they have product type gift card. Usually a product is stock item. Sometimes it's service, meaning we do not take a look at stock, or it can be a parts list or bill of material. And this is the new type called gift card, and it needs to be marked as a gift card product type in order to work like this. You can set a price, and you can see in this scenario I've created 3 different gift cards of different values. It's also possible to create a gift card of a non-specified value, so you from the front end can say I want a gift card of 123 currencies units, if that's what you want. So from the front end, this is just a regular product. I can go in, I can add it to the card, and I can check it out, pay with my credit card or whatever. Just a regular checkout. No specific things to be aware of in that regard. What happens is when I check out a card with a gift card in it, a gift card will be created in Dynamicweb on the checkout for each product I've added to the card. You can find those in e-commerce orders, and we have gift cards as a new node in here. And here you can actually see the gift cards that have been created for on this solution. And a gift card is, it has a name, which is basically the product name. We have the gift card code, which is the code that is used by the user in the front end when they want to pay with it. We can see a currency, when it was created, when it expires, and what the amount was initially, and the remaining balance. For each gift card, we keep track of the transactions. So this is the first transaction up here, which was the day the gift card was created, and I used 84.99 euros on this one, on this date, meaning that I have a balance of 15 euros left on this gift card. And again, these gift cards are not this is just a list, so you can import to this list and make external gift cards available to use in the solution. If we take a look at the front end and how that works, we have the voucher code, which is related to that one, and then I have the gift card right here. I've already applied this one, as you can see, and it's basically just applying the code, which is in this situation that one, with a remaining balance of 1501, and I get the gift card, and it takes the remaining part of the gift card on the product of 475 and calculates now the price after that has happened. So very simple to do, and I can comma separate a list of gift card codes so I can add as many as I want to on the same order. If I have a product of price 10 euro and I add a gift card of 100 euros with a balance of 100 euros, of course, we'll only take the amount that was used in the card, and we'll release the rest on the balance itself. When I buy a gift card, not with a gift card, but if I have a product that is a gift card in the cards, in the receipt template, you have the gift card codes available in that one, so you would be able to print it out or render it in your mail receipt template and somehow make it more beautiful in the way it's presented when it's sent out. So that was the gift cards for 8.7. Then we have this saved credit card information that is on also related to the recurring orders, as I told you. These saved credit card information is when you check out, you specify, I want to save this credit card for future use. Remember, it requires a checkout handler or payment provider that supports this. Currently, we have ChargeLogic and Stripe and QuickPay, and Deeps is probably coming up pretty soon. And when we have that, and you mark that as an option, what we do is, and you need to be logged in and able to do this. So what we do is, instead of authorizing the exact amount on the order, we authorize a subscription, meaning that we are allowed, this shop is allowed to get money from this credit card information or do an authorization without the credit card information, but using a token instead. So the only thing that we save in the Dynamicweb side of this feature is this token, and we get what kind of card it is with the last 4 digits available. We don't get and save the real credit card information because we're not allowed to do that. And we can see the payment method in here. So every time the user comes back or have a recurring order and he wants to use one of these saved cards for that, we'll just send the token to the payment gateway and make an authorization for the amount in this order, and without the user seeing any payment gateways in here. And there are 2 usage scenarios for this. Recurring order is one scenario. The other scenario is if you have customers coming back over and over again, you can have them save their credit card information so they don't have to type it in every time they buy something, like you would know it from Amazon and eBay and sites like that. Then we have a new shipping fee matrix available in 8.7. It is an extension of the way we calculate shipping methods today. We've changed the user interface, but also added a lot of new features to how we can calculate shipping methods. So let's have a look at how that will look like in the backend. So I'll shift to the administration and management center. I have my shipping fees in here. It looks exactly the same as it has always been. But when you click into a shipping fee method, we have a new user interface. Before we had some tabs and some really difficult to understand user interface. So now you have what kind of shipping method we have. In this situation, Danish Post Office, the default fee. I can specify which countries and regions this shipping method is available in. So if I in the card change to the country Finland, I can specify whether this shipping method should be available in this country. And on the shipping providers, where we have a new thing, you know the shipping providers that we have already, but we have a new one called fee rules. And that gives me this shipping fee matrix, which works the same way as discount matrix and price matrix and so on. And in here I can add some conditionals that should be applied and find the fees based on. So I can say in this period of time, I want to give a specific amount as a shipping discount. I can combine this with the weight of the order or the volume of the order, which is calculated based on some volume and weight limits on the products. I can specify shipping fees specifically, target them at a specific user or user group or a list of customer numbers. So I can, for one specific customer number, I can give them a shipping fee that is different than the default fee up here. I can also say if you buy products, this specific product in the cart or this group of products in the cart, this shipping fee will apply. So if you have a huge thing, you can say that shipping fee is no longer 30 kronos, but it's 500 kronos. You can take a look at the total price of the order, the context of the cart or country, delivery regions and currencies, or a comma-separated list of zip codes in here. So you have a way better possibility of changing the rules or have them applied to or calculate the shipping rules based on this one. When we have a system like this, what can happen is that more fees or more of these rules are valid, and in here you specify which model we should use. So if you have two fees that are valid for this specific context and one is higher than the other, we can decide. You can decide how we should which one we should apply. And all of this is basically just a change, and it's fully compatible with the data you have already in your systems. But it basically just changes or adds conditional to how this amount is calculated, like the discounts. That was the shipping fee matrix. Taking a look at the next step, the free shipping discount, which is in the same ball game, but still a bit different. And this is an part of the shipping, no, the discount matrix and not the shipping fee matrix. Of course, you can specify in here that in a certain scenario, I want the shipping to be free. But you can also do that with the order discounts in here, where I have a new type of discount type saying free shipping. You cannot give a discount on a shipping or set it to another amount. You need to use the shipping fee discount. But this is called free shipping discount, which means that if all the terms of this discount has been fulfilled, the shipping fee, no matter what, will be set to 0. And I can of course say this only applies to this specific shipping fee. So if that shipping fee has been chosen and I'm buying product for one of these two groups and the total price is more than $2.99, this will be free shipping, and the calculation of this one will always be 0. So that's how the free shipping discount works. The next thing I'm going to show you is some changes to the product catalog, which is the possibility of inheriting product category field values. A bit technical, but you always had the option to create product categories. For example, this shop I'm demoing on right now has bikes and clothes, and they have a different set of fields available. And what you can do now is you can set the default values on the group itself. So if you have hundreds of products inside that group that shares the same value, you can set it on the group instead of setting it on the product itself 100 times or hundreds of times. And you can override it on the product, of course, where some of them are different than the others. So that's basically how it works. So let's have a look at how this looks like in the administration. In the product catalog in the e-commerce node, first let's take a look at the product categories, which is part of the configuration of the product catalog. I have product categories in here. I've defined a type of products called bikes and one called clothing, and this is I have frame size and wheel size for bikes, and I have some cloth information on the products that are clothed. So in the e-commerce, in the product catalog, I have a group here with bikes, and on the group I've specified that the products inside this one are bikes. And that means, this is old functionality, so you should know it, that on a bike, I get some information down here with frame size and wheel size. If I take a look at things that I have in my clothing, I have some other fields called fabric, which is the clothes-related things. The new thing is that now on the group bikes, where if I specified that the product types or product category is bike, I have the possibility of setting the default values for the products in this group. That means all the 18 products down here would have this value and that value on these fields if nothing has been specified. So taking any product in here, as you can see, it has 13 and 26, which is inherited, and that is displayed by being a grayed out. I can go in and say it's 14. Now it's getting black, meaning I've overwritten the value on this specific product, and I can revert back to the default value from the group by clicking this simple icon. So some relatively simple inheritance on these inherited field values, which should make it a lot easier to maintain product information. On the template side, you don't have to do anything. This information is just available in the normal template text regarding product categories. Next up is the multiple vouchers in a discount matrix, a minor thing. Usually, until now, you've been able to only apply one voucher code in here, and what is possible now is you can add as many. You can add a voucher code, press apply, and add another voucher code and press apply, and then you get a loop of voucher codes on the order itself, and for each voucher code you would get a discount. So you can apply more than one discount with different voucher codes in the same order. A minor thing, but a big wish from many of you. So that's the features on the e-commerce solution for 8.7. Let's have a look at some of the things that we've made on the content management system itself. The biggest change has been on the permissions in the file manager, where we've added some new... do I have a sound problem? Okay. We've added a new set of features regarding permissions on the file manager. So now you have, until now you could either say you have access or you do not have access. With this update you are able to say that users only have access to read files, meaning they can browse the file manager and select files, but they cannot upload new files, they cannot edit files in the file manager, but they have the access to choose them when they're in the system. So basically read and write access, which makes it a bit easier to configure who's allowed to do what. On the items, we've created or added the possibility on the type file, the field of type file, to upload more than one file to this field. So instead of being just one file, it's now a list of files that we have here. So you can support multiple uploads into one field, and you get a loop of files in that field using the item and item creator. Also related to items, we have introduced items in user management, meaning that we can now extend users and groups with items. And it has been a wish for a long time, and now it's here. So let's have a look at how it works. Let's have a look at the user management, or first the items itself, and see the changes that has been made in there. Item types up here, no changes per se, except for one thing. I've created a folder called users, and I've specified two new item types in here to extend user groups and users in here. So if we take a look at the item types itself, it looks like any other item type. I can create tabs, and I can create some fields on these ones, and I have the user information, which contains age, weight, and height and volume. The only change in items is I can specify that the item is available for user groups and users, which is the two new options. Now I've added both of them, so I can use both item types both places. So apart from that, creating the item type is, as you know it already. In the user management, I have the possibility of adding items to users and groups. And what I do is I have a group right here. I can edit this group, and I have a new button up here where I can apply an item. So on this specific instance of the group, I can add the group information item type as group properties. When doing so, I get the department name, address, and zip code. So this instance of the group has this property. I can create different sets, different item types and use them different places in the tree. So this group can have another set of item types. As you can also see, I say what is the default item type for users in this group, and that's the user information. And that means when I create a new user in here, I would be able to, the item type that was specified in the group will be applied directly. But it's not necessarily, if I have a user already in a group, he will not get the fields on him. I would have to go in on the user itself and say, this is the item type I need on this user. And that would give me the fields down here with the age, height, and weight. So two users in the same group, like this one, this user can have one item type, this user can have another item type. But one user can only have one item type attached to them. So you need to take that into consideration. And one warning, you have to remember user management is for users and users groups only. So you should not start adding products or all kinds of other stupid things into the user management group, because you will probably get into problems if you do so. All these information is available in the front end when you use the user management front end, or extended as it's called. You cannot use the item publisher to publish users and groups, so it's only the user management front end that is suitable for publishing this. The next thing I'm going to show you is a minor change to the CDN settings. Until now, you've been able to enable CDN for the entire solution, meaning all the domains and all of the websites in the solution, active or not. Now we've moved these settings into the website settings itself. So on the actual website instance, I can say that this is active and it's using these hosts. That also means you can have different CDN host names for different websites, etc. In online marketing, we've made some changes as well. Smart searches for users, we have a couple of new conditions. One of them is here, I can see orders placed in the last 10 days, for example, or 30 days or whatever. I also have a new field for the order total, so I can find all orders that is greater than a specific amount and placed within a couple of days. And this makes it possible to search out and segment my users more specifically in terms of how good or bad customers they are, and I can target my my marketing against those segments. In email marketing, when editing the texts, we've added a couple of new fields like the first name and last name as new tags, but also now you have all the custom fields available in as email values in the drop down, so you can see them and use them inside the editor itself. And this feature was made before the item, so until now you do not have the item information available in this list, unfortunately. On the platform itself, let's take a look at some minor changes to the integration. First of all, we have a new item provider in data integration, which is updated quite a bit in terms of what it could do before. The user interface looks the same, but we've updated the item provider itself to support all the new things that has been added in items, and so you can use that one. And then we've created some new scripting possibilities in the integration framework. This is a developer-oriented thing. So if you create a add-in for the integration module, you will be able to manipulate field values before they are added into the database, or you can add new fields using these scripts. And you also have the possibility of passing some settings to these methods that you've created, so you can control different instances of your add-in, how it should work, and some of the settings it should react on. Then in 8.6 we released this new indexing and searching capabilities for e-commerce especially, but also so it can be used to search all kinds of other things in Dynamicweb. And for 8.7 there's a lot of new features related to this. First of all, the index now contains a lot of new information that it didn't before, which makes it possible to do some better searches and some better facets than in the original version. We also have added some boosting features on the indexing itself. And on the query and facets, we've made a lot of minor improvements according to the changes on the index. And we've added a very important thing, that you can now add a task, meaning you can actually schedule your indexation of your products, which you had to do by hand before. So that was a very missing feature. But let's have a look at some of the features we also have added, because there are a couple of new things that are interesting. First of all, we have a user index builder, meaning we can now build an index with users. So you can actually use an index to do faceted search against your user database if you want to. This is very early in the process, and you can do this by combining again with the query publisher, which is also a new module, meaning anything that we have in the index indexed with one of our built-in builders, or the e-commerce builder, or the SQL builder, or the one you create yourself. You can now use the query publisher to search and create facets and stuff like that, using a very simple template-based setup. But let's have a look. I have a solution right here where the search has been set up, and I have a couple of new things just to show you. For example, I have a user index running right here. It looks exactly like the product index. I've created an instance and I have a build right here, but it uses, instead of the e-commerce index builder, it uses the user index builder, and you can see what it indexes is all the fields that we have from users and puts it into this index. And based on this index, I will be able to create a new search or a new query, and I can base that on my user index, and I can now search and create searches in my user management. And when I've created a search, I can also create a facet list and use faceted search for users as well. That's just one of the examples of what we've done. Also, if we take a look at the index itself on e-commerce, I have another example right here. Some of the changes we've done is we've added a new set of fields that helps you do some more advanced stuff. One example is we now have a parent. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. The parent group names, which is here, and the group names, meaning I can find all the products in this group and below, stuff like that, and all products of a specific variant combination or variant option has also been added into this one. And we have some better possibilities of creating some hard-coded fields that can be used for free text searching and so on. So this is a field that is used for free text, where I'm adding several source fields and control the boost and other settings on this one. Going on, that was basically all the new features that we have on 8.7. I just have one more slide for this presentation, which is a change of the or an introduction to a new license model for the all-in-one platform. And that means from now on you will be able to also purchase the all-in-one license as software as a service. Until now you've had the web and e-commerce edition as software as a service, and all-in-one has been a traditional license and maintenance agreement model. But we're now introducing this new model, all-in-one software as a service. And we have the 4 packages as you know them already, but instead of buying a license and paying for maintenance, you basically just have a monthly fee. There's no installation costs or anything else related to this one. So just a monthly fee related to this. And professional, which is the smallest one, it is hosting included. The bigger one is not included with hosting because of the hosting requirements and so on needed for this one. I'm not going to go into specific details on this. Make sure you talk to your partner account manager, which has all the details and the price list for this new pricing option. This is not a replacement of the old license model. This is a new way of doing it. If you want to, you can still choose between the 2 license models. So I hope you will be able to do some more sales with this new license model.